Hey everyone, Brian Jones, Buckeye Criminal Defense Lawyer here, and I just got out of court after running a judicial release hearing for my client, and we were able to get him out. He was super happy, his family was super happy. It was a really great day, and it made me think about wanting to share our strategies on this case with all of you, so that hopefully, if you've got somebody that's presently in prison, maybe you can get them out too. So Ohio calls early release, they call it judicial release. And I think there's three really important factors when you're trying to get somebody that you love out of prison to make that request, or it's called a motion for judicial release, successful. So I think the first factor that you need to consider when you're asking for early release, when you're filing a motion for judicial release, is your loved one's institutional history. So how are they behaving while they're in prison? And believe me, I know from tons of experience, tons of clients that have had a really difficult time in prison, that it's difficult to stay out of trouble when you're in prison. You've got guards working against you, you've got other prisoners working against you. It's a really tough situation. But even putting together, like a 6-month time frame is super helpful to showing the judge that there has been change in your behavior, change in the way that you're going to act when you get out of prison. So the second thing I think you need to emphasize when you're asking for that early release is that change in mentality, that growth. And the way that you do this, I think, are two key ways that you can do this. First is institutional reports from counselors and other people, classes that you've taken while you've been in prison. And the other is people on the outside who knew you before you went into prison and then know you now that you are, on the verge of getting released. And, so like, what were you like before? What was the change that happened? What was like the catalyst that changed you? And that could be just going to prison itself. And last but not least, what are you like now? Why are you different today, or how are you different today than you were back then? So the third thing that I think is really important, when asking for early release, when filing a motion for judicial release, is demonstrating that there is a really supportive community for the person getting released when they get on the outside. Going from prison to, freedom, even if that freedom is, under like a probation scenario, is really difficult. It's a drastic change in lifestyle. It's a drastic change in everything that's going on in that person's life. And there are a lot of people, a significant number of people that once they get out, they go and they commit a new crime just to get back in because they need that structure. They want that structure. They think they need that structure. And what makes people really successful is having a supportive community around them to make sure that they know that they've got somebody to turn to when the stress gets too high. So demonstrating to the judge that that supportive community is there and available is a really great way to tell the judge that this person is going to be successful when they get out. So when you're asking for that release, it's really important to show the judge that there's going to be a supportive community of friends and family, and that the inmate is going to have supportive services, either counseling or some form of treatment if that's appropriate in this particular case, to show the judge that letting this person out is going to be the right decision. If you found this video valuable, I hope that you'll take the opportunity to share it with other people, people that you think might also find it valuable. If you've got any questions about this, feel free to leave a comment below, or if you want to just send me a direct message or give me a call, I'd be happy to help you out in any way I can, point you in the right direction. If I can't help you out, we'll make sure we get you to somebody that can. Thanks, and have a good day.